Eureka 7? I've never heard of it. Aha ha ha ha. Aha. You know the joke, right? Fucking Renton's face is right there. It's not focusing on him properly, but smooth transition. Hey, Inkgoat. Hey, Sage. Inkgoat, if you're wondering why I'm doing it like this, it's a long story. Don't worry about it. But basically, it's easier for me to do a video than type all of it. And plus, I have a lot I want to say, and this will be relatively comprehensive in the time I have. And try and cover everything I can. But yeah, I'm a fucking massive Eureka 7 fan. I fucking love it. So I can tell you generally how I feel about the whole thing. Considering that you've seen the franchise and Good Night, Sleep Tight, Young Lovers, which is the 2009 movie. I know it's also called Pocket Full of Rainbows, but I prefer the English title because it's just nice. Also, I think it makes more sense to the things. It's about dreams. Anyway, so I'm already going off on one. This is the problem with me talking about Eureka 7. It will go on forever. So just a warning on that. I cannot stop. All right. So the end of the series, you have the 50% of the scub coral going to a different universe. And then it's established that there's a multiverse. AO, the sequel series, is in one of its multiverse strands and deals with that. And it's talking about that, and it's all about dimensional travel, and it is air. It's not the worst. It's just not that good. I don't think so anyway. It's definitely no Eureka 7. But, okay, so 2009 movie, if you've already seen it, but you may have seen it a while ago, so just a refresher. It is in the multiverse, so that takes place in a separate timeline that is going to have a sad ending. The characters are heading towards a sad ending for their story, and so they are fighting to get to the Eureka 7 original timeline because they know that there are happy endings waiting for them there. So it's about people trying to cross that dimensional gap and find happiness in the original universe. Then you got High Evolution, which also takes place in separate universes. And I'm going to preface this now, right? I like the 2009 movie. I think it's fun. I think it's got some great ideas. And it was actually my introduction to the franchise. So, I really thank it for that, right? High Evolution is a fucking disaster. But both films are terrible in their own unique ways. That it is fascinating to see what the fuck they were thinking. And I don't mean that in the classic, no way. I'm going to tell you right now, right? This film, High Evolution 1, is a scam. It borders on scam. Okay? Because they did an advert for this new trilogy of Eureka 7 movies that's going to take place in a different universe and do all of these cool things, right? The first 15 minutes of this film fucking rules. Okay? The first 15 minutes of this movie are a new version of the second Summer of Love. Right? One of the most pivotal events in Eureka 7 history. But it takes place during a war with the scub coral. It's about trying to pacify a massive cluster with a giant fucking laser drill that fires out techno music. It's awesome. Right? It's fucking sick. It's the most Eureka 7 shit. You got house music just blaring while people surf towards the thing and go, I can't surf that hard, and then blow up. It's great. Love the first 15 minutes of this film. It's very different and a lot less subtle and, small than the second Summer of Love is in the original. Because obviously in the original, it's more just like a little experiment thing. And it's the military kind of blew it out of proportion. In this one, the second Summer of Love is actually like a huge military operation. And it's presented like that. But it's a different universe and it's cool. And and Adrock speaks in it. You get to hear Adrock. And that's really cool. So the first 15 minutes of High Evolution 1 are great. And then you watch 3 episodes of Eureka 7 with Charles and Ray in it. The one where they've got the Vodorak girl and they have to push her to the hospital. Well, Renton tries to get her to a hospital. And the 3 episodes around that. So from him meeting Charles and Ray and then him leaving. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's not a case of they reanimated it. You watch 3 episodes of Eureka 7 in 4x3 format. with very minor differences. They're borderline like they change bits of dialogue occasionally to just basically say, oh, by the way, in this universe, Renton was adopted by the Beams family so he is called Renton Beams in this universe, but it changes nothing about the storyline. No one ever refers to him as it. The only difference really is that at the beginning of the movie, of like when it starts the episodes, when he meets Charles and Ray for the first time, even though the actions and the looks are them being like, I don't know you, like the original, instead it's them play acting because he's basically his dad. It means nothing. It changes nothing because they don't show any extra before or after it. And they don't do anything with it. I mean that. You just watched 3 episodes of Eureka 7 with incredibly minor differences in dialogue that changed nothing because it doesn't carry on to the next film. And I need to like really emphasize that. It means nothing. It all means nothing. And then Renton shoots a dog in the face at the end. You just see a dead dog body. Then he runs off, smiling and crying. I was screaming at the fucking screen when all of this was happening. It was terrible, right? I love Eureka 7, but I've never felt hostage while watching episodes of it. So, the first High Evolution movie. Find it online, watch the first 15 minutes, and then the second it looks like you're about to watch Eureka 7, stop. Right? Because you're just going to. In 4x3, maybe skip to the end so you can laugh at Renton's face as he cries and laughs, having just shot a dog. This is real. It's real. They did this. They made this movie. High Evolution 2 takes place in the multiverse and does either one or two things. Okay, it takes place in a multiverse timeline that has the original Eureka 7 actually being a simulation. And I don't know whether they are saying that this is a multiverse timeline where that's the case, or they are arguing that Eureka 7 is the simulation universe. There is a genuine chance that High Evolution 2 has decanonized the entire original story. That isn't a joke, by the way. That's like what they may have just done. I don't know why they've potentially done that. And that's like the beginning of the movie. The movie is incomprehensible. It is a fucking mess. None of it makes any sense. I think it's trying to be End of Evangelion? Maybe? I don't know. It has a bit where Anemone and Eureka are then kids of themselves and then run away from an army of, Anemone's pet, Gulliver. Yeah, he like multiplies and becomes 1,000,000 of them and then they chase them. It's bizarre. Unlike the other one, it is a full movie. It's a whole movie of new material, and there's a couple of moments where they go into the simulation, which is the 7th Eureka simulation. That's why it's called Eureka 7. Because apparently 7 colours of the rainbow wasn't fucking enough. Anyway. So they do this. I can't tell you what happens. Not because of spoilers. I don't know. It makes no fucking sense. You have no idea what's going on. And there's nothing to really follow. And there's some imagery. And it's not really very Eureka 7-y. There's not like a lot of like cool sky surfing or like decent house music. At one point, Anemone plays Tiger Track on her iPod. That happens, like briefly. It makes no fucking sense. It is one of the most bizarre things. And I don't know what they were fucking thinking with this whole High Evolution thing. Because they're talking about how it's going to have a new ending and it's a new Eureka 7 thing. And they both don't follow on from each other. they both make no fucking sense. And they both are just changing shit for no reason. It's utterly bizarre. So if you like Eureka 7, I say that. Okay, High Evolution 1, if you don't know Eureka 7, you're going to be lost because these episodes take place like halfway through the series. If you do know Eureka 7, you're just going to be watching episodes again. So what's the fucking point? And but again, first 15 minutes, awesome. High Evolution 2, incomprehensible. Doesn't matter if you know Eureka 7 or if you don't. It makes no sense. It is just fucking terrible. So basically, avoid the High Evolution series like a plague, but also don't, because they're fascinating. Don't pay for them. Don't pay for them. But just know that if you are sitting down to watch them, first one, watch the first 15 minutes, skip to the end, watch Renton and cry and laugh as he shoots a dog. You'll have after he shoots a dog. You don't see the dog shooting, but you see a mangled corpse. It's weird. And in High Evolution 2, if you're going to watch it, just, I don't know that you're in for an incomprehensible night of shit, but it's interesting how shit it is. Yeah, the Eureka 7 franchise really went downhill after that 2009 movie, I'm going to be honest.